SpongeBob SquarePants!
Dito na naman tayo sa algebra function.
Paano ba i-solve to?
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Kaya na nga ito. Tulungan mo kaya muna ako mag-solve.
Oo na, teka. Search ako sa YouTube.
Two seconds later.
Ano yung solve yan? This exercise nila. Yung kapag mali yun. Basta
Uy, si SpongeBob!
May tumawag ba sa akin? Parang wala naman, SpongeBob.
Meron kang tumawag, Patrick, at mukhang may nagpaparinig sa atin. Lapitan niya natin.
Seconds later.
Oy, may problema ba? Ba't natawag niyo kami?
Uy, sila nga. Hindi, akala ko lang kasi sina SpongeBob kayo.
Anong sinabi mo?
80,000 impressions later.
Ayaw nga pala. Yung pinagawa namin sa ano? Joke. Pinagawa namin sa friend namin.
Sino yun?
Aba, syempre, walang iba kundi si Mr. Krabs.
Ay, oo nga. Clubs na.
Kaso, di ko rin yun ginawa. At may binayaran na ako para gawin lang.
Ako ba Mr. Krabs? Bakit naman?
Si Plankton kasi ang pinaka-nakakaintindi dyan. Kaya tawagin na lang natin siya.
Hoy, Plankton! Ika nga dito. Ano naman, Krabs? Ano yung gusto mo? Ito naman kukunin yung secret formula mo.
Dahil naman, Plankton, kailangan lang naman namin para i-solve yung problema at makakaibigan namin dito.
Tara na nga.
As for the constant multiple rule, its formula is the derivative of a constant multiplied by the derivative of f of x. To illustrate that, let's say our f of x is 4x raised to 6. Firstly, we have to get its derivative. So 4x raised to 6 will be 4 multiplied by 6x raised to 5. Secondly, we will multiply the constant with each other. So the constant is 4 multiplied by 6. So that will be 24. And the final answer will be 24x raised to 5. Another example is, let's say, our f of x value is 6x raised to 7. Again, we firstly have to get its derivative, which will be 6 multiplied by 7x raised to 6. Then again, we have to multiply the constant to each other, so that will be 6 multiplied by 7, which will be 42. Then, combine the exponents with the constant, and that will be 42x raised to 6. And that is our final answer.
Sa pang-apat naman na example ng constant multiple rule ay 5x raised to the power of 3. Ang una natin gawin ay pa-find down muna natin ang derivative, which is 3x raised to the power of 2. Ang next step ay ipapag-multiply natin ang constant natin at ang nakuha natin. 5 times 3 equals to 15. At yung magiging sagot na natin ay 15x raised to the power of 2. Ang panglima naman na example ay 7x raised to the power of 4. Parehas lamang ang gagawin natin sa pang-apat na example. Una ay hahanapin natin ang derivative at ayon ay 4x raised to the power of 3. Sunod ay i-multiply natin si 7 sa nakuha nating derivative. 7 times 4 equals to 28. At ang sagot natin ay 28x raised to the power of 3. Pang-anim na example naman ay 10x raised to 5 minus 3x raised to 4 plus 7x raised to 2 minus 2. Akakalain mong mahirap pero madali lang. Ang una natin gawin ay hanapin ang derivative nila. At ang derivative nila ay 5x raised to 4, 4x raised to 3, at 2x. Tapos naman ay i-multiply naman natin sila sa kanilang constant.
So, for the derivative of a sum/difference, we have the formula. Derivative of f of x plus g of x is equal to the derivative of f of x plus the derivative of g of x. For the first example, we have 15x cubed plus 6x squared plus 8. Following the formula that we have, we need to find a derivative for each term. So 15x cubed becomes 45x squared, 6x squared becomes 12x, and 8 becomes 0. Therefore, the final answer is 45x squared plus 12x. This formula also applies to the other examples as well.
So for the derivative of a sum or difference, we have a formula. The formula is derivative of f of x plus g of x is equals to the derivative of f of x plus the derivative of g of x. For the first example, we have 8x to the power of 4 plus 20x to the power of 5 plus 2x squared plus 15. So we need to find the derivatives of each term. So 8x. So for the first term, we have 8x to the power of 4. It becomes 24x cubed. To get that value, you need to multiply first the value of x to the power value of x, which is 4. That's why it's 24. And for the x to the power of 4, you need to subtract 4 to 1, why it's x cubed. You also do that to the other values. Like in 20x to the power of 5 will become 100x to the power of 4. And 2x squared becomes 4x. And the last one, 15, will become 0. Therefore, the final answer is 24x cubed plus 100x to the power of 4 plus 4x. This formula also applies to the remaining examples.
For the product rule, we have a formula of f of x multiplied by derivative of g of x added by the product of g of x and derivative of f of x. What about this example? 5x raised to 4 plus 3 multiplied by 4x plus 3. By following the formula, we should find the derivative of f of x, which is 20x cubed, and derivative of g of x, which will be 4. After that, we should apply the formula, which will make the equation the product of 5x raised to 4 plus 3 and 4 added by the product of 4x plus 3 and 20x cubed. By distributing 4 to 5x raised to 4 plus 3 and 20x cubed to 4x plus 3, we will now get 20x raised to 4 plus 12 plus 80x raised to 4 plus 60x cubed. Of course, it will not end here, because now we have to add all the like terms, which will make our final answer 100x raised to 4 plus 60x cubed plus 12.
In product rule, the first step in solving using this is identify the function. If the function is fx times gx, identify the two functions of these two. Then find the derivatives of fx and gx. Then apply the product rule, a formula like this. First function times the derivatives of the second, then plus the second function times the derivatives of the first, then you make substitute the identified function to their derivatives into their formula. Like this example, fx is equals 3x minus 2x squared 5 plus 4x. In this example, we need to apply the product rule, which is fx equals 3x minus 2x squared and gx equals 5 plus 4x. Then find the derivatives, and that will be fx d by dx equals 3x minus 2x squared equals 3 minus 4x, and gx equals d over dx 5 plus 4x equals 4. Then the next step is to apply the product rule formula that is fx equals 3 minus f4x. Then 5 plus 4x plus 3x minus 2x squared, then 4. Then simplify. 15 minus 8x minus 16x squared plus 12x minus 8x squared, then solve it. Then the final answer is 24x squared plus 4x plus 15.
So now let's solve this example. We need to find the derivative of 5x squared plus 3x times 2x cubed plus 4x. Now, we need to identify the two functions involved. So the first function would be 5x squared plus 3x, and the second function would be 2x cubed plus 4x. Now, we will find the derivatives. Let's take the derivative of each function. So the derivative of 5x squared plus 3x is 10x plus 3. Then, the derivative of 2x cubed plus 4x is 6x squared plus 4. Now we're going to apply the product rule. So now that we have the derivatives, when we apply this formula, the product rule will tell us that the derivatives of f of x times g of x is f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x. So now when we have 5x squared plus 3x times 6x squared plus 4 plus 2x cubed plus 4x times 10x plus 3, we can now expand those terms. So now when we distribute them, 5x squared times 6x squared gives us 30x to the 4th power, and 5x squared times 4 gives us 20x squared, then 3x times 6x squared gives us 18x cubed. So now we also get 3x times 4, which will give us 12x. So now when we expand them, we get the 2x cubed times 10x to give us 20x to the 4th power, 2x cubed times 3 gives us the 6x cubed, 4x times 10x gives us 40x squared, 4x times 3 gives us 12x. So now when we combine all of them, 30x to the 4th power plus 20x to the 4th power gives us 50x to the 4th power. 18x cubed plus 6x cubed give us 24x cubed. Then 20x squared plus 40x squared gives us 60x squared. 12x plus 12x gives us 24x. So the final answer would be the derivative of 5x squared plus 3x times 2x cubed plus 4x, which is 50x to the 4th power plus 24x cubed plus 60x squared plus 24x.
To find the derivative of the function f of x equals 6x cubed, you need to apply the power rule. First, multiply the coefficient 6 by the exponent 3, which gives you 18. Then, reduce the exponent of x by 1, changing x cubed to x squared. Combining these steps, the derivative of f of x equals 6x cubed is 18x squared.
Let's solve our first example, 10x raised to 4. First, let's identify the exponent, which is 4. Now, multiply 4 by 10, which is the constant, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. We will get 40x raised to 3. Next, 5x raised to 5. The exponent 5 will be multiplied to the constant 5, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. We will get 25x raised to 4.
Well, hello there. Now I will discuss to you the quotient rule. In this rule, the formula will be the derivative of f divided by g is equal to g times the derivative of f minus f times the derivative of g, and then we will put a squared on the denominator. It might seem complicated, but it really isn't. Always remember that f is the numerator and g is always the denominator. Now let us proceed to example number 1. First, we need to find the derivative of f and g. Then we will proceed to follow the formula. We got 3x squared in the numerator as our f and 2x plus 5 as the g in our denominator. The derivative of 3x squared is 6x, and the derivative of 2x plus 5 is 2. Now we multiply g, which is 2x plus 5 times 6x is equal to 12x squared plus 30x. Then the f of x, or 3x squared times 2, is equal to 6x squared. But from the formula, we will multiply it to a negative sign. That's why it will be a negative sign. Now we got 12x squared plus 30x minus 6x squared. Now we combine the like terms and simplify it. 12x squared is minus 6x squared is 6x squared. Now we have 6x squared plus 30x. Our denominator will be open close parenthesis 2x plus 5 squared. So the final answer is 6x squared plus 30x over open close parenthesis 2x plus 5 squared. It's that easy.
So now let's solve this example. We need to find the derivative of 5x squared plus 3x all over 2x cubed plus 4x. So we need to identify the functions. So first, for the numerator, we have f of x, which is 5x squared plus 3x. Then the denominator, or g of x, is 2x cubed plus 4x. So now we need to find the derivatives. So for 5x squared plus 3x is 10x plus 3. Then the derivative of 2x cubed plus 4x is 6x squared plus 4. So now we will apply the quotient rule. So for the f of prime of x times g of x minus g prime of x times f of x all over g of x squared, we will have 10x plus 3 times 2 x cubed plus 4x minus 6x squared plus 4 times 5x squared plus 3x all over 2 x cubed 4x squared. Now we will expand the terms. So 10x times 2x cubed gives us 20x to the 4th power. 10x times 4x gives us 40x squared. 3 times 2x cubed gives us 6x cubed. 3 times 4x gives us 12x. Now if we expand the x squared plus 4 times 5x squared plus 3x, it will give us the 30x to the 4th power, 18x cubed, then 20x squared, and 12x. So now if we simplify and combine all the terms, 20x to the 4th power minus 30x to the 4th power gives us negative 10x to the 4th power. 6x cubed minus 18x cubed gives us negative 12x cubed. 40x squared minus 20x squared gives us 20x squared. 12x minus 12x gives us 0. So finally, we will write the final answer with a single fraction. So it would be negative 10x to the 4th power minus 12x cubed plus 20x squared all over 2x cubed plus 4x squared. So the derivative is negative 10x to the 4th power minus 12x cubed plus 20x squared all over 2x cubed plus 4x squared. First, we have the constant rule. So the derivative of a constant is always 0 if the function is constant. So if the slope would be 0, it would mean that the constant function will not change. So first, we need to find the derivative of the function f of x equals 15. The answer would be 0. Another example, if we need to find the derivative of the function f of x equals negative 23, then the derivative of negative 23 would still be 0. Lastly, if we need to find the derivative of the function f of x equals 56, then the derivative of 56 would still be 0.